seen in the video getting punched and grabbed.
That I shook his hand after and how I had gave the man a hug.
That was like the weirdest apology I've ever seen.
This young man, shout out to this young man for apologizing for what he did, but it was too little too late. Hopefully they used this video to lock his little punk ass up, because listen, you'll see what I'm talking about once this little black boy right here, 19 years old, decided to go to the park and just punch strangers in the face. Both of the strangers were white men. He just punched them in the face. And then I want y'all to hear what he says. He gives a message to all kids after this, saying that I did punch him in the face, but what you didn't see is that I shook his hand afterwards. And I would say, don't do that if you're into that type of thing. He's talking to the kids, giving them a PSA or something like that. And he's pretty much admitting that he assaulted two people for no reason. And the news reporter is just outside of his house, like, what happened? What was going through your mind? And he breaks it all down. They even show video. They videotaped it. They videotaped it, bro. Now,
when I was in Atlanta, the brick challenge was going around, where people were on TikTok running around and hitting people in the back of the heads with bricks and just running. There was an old white guy that died from, I guess, not the brick one, but getting punched in the back of the head. It's an internet trend.
Bricks?
I don't think that one. I mean, I haven't heard much of that one since, but yeah, for a second.
What type of dumbass challenge is that? What do you have to be drunk off or high off of before you say, you know what we should do? Let's go people in the back of the neck with a brick. Record it and get other people to do it. Wow. Swap races and the media will say is blatant racism. Oh, you're absolutely right. If it was a white dude that was reporting himself just going around knocking black people in the head, yeah, that's racism off top. But we already know that this world don't work that way. Let me show y'all this right here. You let me know whatever you want me to know, man. Feel free to talk over if you like.
19-year-old Alfred Lewis spoke with me about how he feels about it now.
I just made a mistake, and everybody makes mistakes.
This is the video in question, first shared with KHOU 11 via the Nextdoor app. In it, you can clearly see Lewis striking a man in the head from behind before he turns around in shock.
I know, like, from the video, all you see is, like, the bad part about it, but what people didn't see was that I shook his hand after.
Who gives a Frankenfurter? Who cares that you shook his hand?
Sometimes I drop my ice cream. Sometimes people make mistakes.
Yeah, pretty much.
Really? You punch somebody in the back of the head, you kill somebody. Like in the UFC, you can't punch people in the back of the head. It's dangerous. It's not a mistake. That's technically attempted murder if the right person gets the right lawyer.
It is. And another thing too, I know he's black, but I don't know if you noticed this. It looked like he had something in his hands when he hit him. I don't know if it was something.
Roll of quarters or something is what you're saying.
It was something in his hands. I don't know if it could have been brass knuckles or something. But look at this. Hold on. Just go back just a little bit. Hold on. Let me go back just a little bit. Hold on 1 second. He looked like he had something in his hands.
Lewis striking a man in the head from behind.
Look at his fist.
Can you zoom in on that?
You see on his knuckles?
Yeah, can you zoom in that?
Do y'all see it? Does it look like something's on his knuckles?
If that was brass knuckles, that'd be wild.
I mean, but look at his skin.
I don't think he'd still be there.
It looked like something black is on his knuckles. Or maybe that's just because his pants are black. The bottom of his fists are black, but the side of his fists are brown like his skin. It looked like something's on, like he has something in his hands when he hits him.
I mean, I guess if that were the case, though, I don't think he'd be doing that interview. I think he'd be, I mean, because that's definitely attempted murder. If that was like brass knuckles, you wouldn't live from getting hit in the back of the head with something like that.
This is nuts, bro. This is nuts, man.
Behind before.
Now, does that look like fists? I don't know, man. I caught this the first time. I don't know. Look, it gets blacker. And it's
around.
Look. Does it look like something?
Yeah, I don't know what that is. That's interesting.
It looked like something's in his hand. Like it's something that sticks out from his fist when you look at it that way. Am I tripping?
I don't know. Play it through and like see watch his hand, because I was watching
in shock.
I know, like from
it does that. Yeah, that one when he came.
Yes.
Like when he was like this, you can kind of, it looks different.
Yeah, I knew. And they about to show him doing it to somebody else too.
See is like the bad part about it, but what people didn't see was that I shook his hand after and how I had gave the man a hug.
That is something we cannot verify, nor can we confirm that another man seen in the video getting punched and grabbed later left on
MMA glove,
good terms, according to Lewis.
I really didn't expect for it to just go so left,
19-year-old Alfred Lewis spoke with me about how he feels about it now.
Man,
what do y'all think, man?
Here's what I think. I'm not going to try to play internet badass, but I will say that Oh man, I know some guys that if you try to do that to, they will turn you inside out before you have any time to think. They try to say, it's a prank, bro, or whatever. They will shred you a lot. You're just going to do it to the wrong person one day, and you'll learn.
I think you're spot on for that, because me, if I get hit in the head and I'm not discombobulated, I can shake it off. Oh.
No shaking hands, no hugging.
Oh, yeah. It's a free fall now.
Color red.
Yeah, it's a free fall now. Like, what happens next, you brought it on yourself. I hope you got a gun because you did something foolish. Yeah. And on top of that, and I understand what you're saying, I just now saw on Instagram today in DC, this happened. In Northwest DC, this just now happened. 10 o'clock p.m. last night, a little past 10 p.m. A guy was sitting in his car, just sitting in his car, was parked. And two teenagers came up to him, holding on their belt, and pulled him out the car and was trying to rob him for his car. They was pointing at their belt as if they had a gun, didn't show their gun yet. But reverse uno, surprise, surprise. The guy that was sitting in the car, the owner of the car, he had a gun and he shot the 13-year-old and killed his little ass. You can't go around playing stupid games if you don't want stupid prizes. Now the conversation is, rest in peace to the young man. I wish he would have had help before he even got to that point. That's true. I wish he would have had the upbringing and the nurturing that was necessary before he would go and do something stupid. But because he did that don't mean he don't have a mother in the house and a father in the house. A lot of these youngers out here who want to play gangster, they got both of their parents in the house. And they still go out there and do foolish things because they see everybody else doing it. Everybody's robbing somebody. Everybody's taking somebody's property or somebody's car. Everybody's shooting somebody just to see what it feel like to take a life. But this youngin', now everybody's talking. Let me see if I can find. I actually commented on it. Somebody probably said something mean to me while I commented on it because I just said, man, sometimes people don't feel like playing all the time, man. Like, you walk up to the wrong person and you got a gun, something bad is going to happen to you sometimes if this person is armed. Like, you're short.
There's like a weird gap, I think, between kids and adults in that sense. There's a point where you understand, and I think that's parent teaching, is that you don't make jokes like that because they're not jokes. And you do something like that, these are potential outcomes you'll experience. Jail, death, all the above. I mean, it's like you said, play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
It's sad though, bro.
It is.
It's extremely sad, man. It's extremely sad. Don't nobody could you imagine how the rest of your life would be with you just being a good person? You're a good person. You're sitting inside your car. A young man come up there, try to rob you. You have a right to defend yourself. You're strapped and you do something to him before he do something to you. What happened as soon as he got shot? Do you know what happened with his friend? His friend got ghost. Pew! Gone. But before they came there to rob him, they was all with it. Yeah, we're going to find out somebody perfect to take their car or something like that. And they did. And his friend wasn't there for him. A lot of people think that their friends are going to always be there for them when they're doing stupid stuff. Come on, man. Relax. That's not how life works.
They probably thought they looked tough and coaxed each other into, or coerced each other into pretending like they had something to see if somebody would do something and just didn't expect to get shot.
Well,
but again, that's a really bad decision.
Really bad decision. And they've already said that this incident was a, what they call it, not a closed case, but they pretty much said.
I mean, it's like going into a bank and saying, give me all the money. Just kidding. It's not going to go down that way. Like, they're going to go nuts on you. There's just things you don't say or do.
Yeah, well, this youngin' right here, hopefully, can they still file charges against this youngin' that was punching people in the head?
I'm not sure. I imagine, but that was like the weirdest apology I've ever seen. So I don't think it's done. I don't know. I would hope that's not done.
He shook his hand and he gave him a hug.
he must be from Texas then.
Is her titty out? Why are you posting? He said, what? He said, what the hell are you looking at? He said, what the hell are you looking at?
Devil's trying to interrupt your stream, sir.
Even if they don't, I'm pretty sure the state can. Someone can file charges. And it was two different guys that he punched in the face. And it was two different outfits he had on, two different outfits they had on. And when he pretty much didn't prove his power on any of the punches, when neither one of the guys dropped.